Start before you've done setting that up. Alright, we just go, don't we? Alright, Susie, say when.
Give us a countdown.
3?
Yeah. Go
Start
for it.
Start from 33.
2, 1, go. Oh wow, that was hard.
It's like a time countdown.
Alright,
Yeah.
so welcome ladies and gentlemen to Dragon's Crown. Many of you are probably looking at the characters and thinking that character has big boobs, and you're right, she does. Let's get over it though and maybe focus on the game. You picked the most boring category, so good job guys in donations. There's some really exciting categories like Amazon Dwarf and Elf Amazon, but you guys decided you'd rather go for the most boring one. So that's good. Good to know you guys are more focused on boobs than you are on anything else. Whatever, it's your choice. This run consists of the Sorceress casting Blizzard, which is ridiculously strong, and the fighter pressing square a lot because the fighter's ridiculously good at pressing square. Aside from that, it's pretty straightforward what you're going to see. There's no glitches, nothing like that. We're playing with level 99 characters with a bunch of gear. Ultimate leveled characters and ultimate level gear are banned from the run, purely because it takes absolutely forever to set that up. So feel free to run Ultimate if you're at home and you're like, man, these guys suck, I run Ultimate all the time. Go for it, be my guest, but you're going to have no competition because no one else wants to level up characters that high. And anyway, as you can see, most of this is just going to be casting Blizzard and the spells that are good, like Thunderbolt, which is this one, and then just killing stuff. For those of you wondering, the fastest category is Dwarf Amazon. The best character in the game is the Amazon. Second best character is the Dwarf, followed by Fighter and or Elf. And the Wizard sucks for speedrunning, and the Sorceress is okay.
Just because of Blizzard.
Yeah, because Blizzard's so good. The Wizard's fine for normal play, but for speedrunning, he just has so many weaknesses.
The main issue is having to replenish your mana, which takes way too much time.
And his really good spell, the Meteor Storm, takes too long to cast in a speedrun, so you don't use it.
Oh, bats. There's always a bat hanging around. Ugh, can you kill that guy?
You can
Oh
try.
my god. Okay.
No.
Nope.
Right. So the Sorceress, outside of Blizzard, is pretty weak. Her Thunderbolt spell is quite good.
Oh.
Get the key.
Yeah.
But this is sort of made up for the fact by the fact that the fighter hits the whole screen all the time.
So I just stand in the middle here and I mash the attack button, and somehow that really works very well.
Yeah, the fighter's very good at this boss. We're not exactly sure why, but he is.
One of the things with the fighter is that he blocks 50% of all attacks by automatically, and you don't take any damage from it. Plus, he retaliates to that with a stronger attack. So you can just stand in the middle of most bosses and be okay.
Yeah, you can block any attack, including the ones that are meant to kill you in one hit, just by standing still, not even pressing a button.
So in a lot of the rooms, we don't need to kill every single enemy, and routing the game is pretty much finding out which enemies we have to kill and which we can just ignore.
This room you have to kill everything though, including the stupid little scorpions.
Yeah, scorpions are the worst enemies. They're tiny and...
Oh, that picture.
That's art, alright?
Don't worry about the artwork, just ignore it. This room just crumbles and you can pretty much skip the whole thing without having to worry about a single enemy.
Yeah.
That's very strange.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Mind if I drop in for a donation?
Go for
Yeah,
it.
go for it.
So we got $5 from Nautilus. Hey there, I had a great time at ESA and it was super fun to meet all of you. Sadly, I won't be able to watch the Dragon's Crown run there in person as I'm on my way home. Good luck with the run, Flicky and Bangerra. I'll bear hype. P.S. Flicky, what's the viewer question this time?
Oh yeah. I had a viewer question, but I'm not sure it's appropriate for the stream. I mean, I asked Bang and he refused to answer. In fact, everyone has refused to
Oh
answer
boy, that question.
that question. Hey, Pete. I don't think it's appropriate.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for it.
I can think of one. But yeah, I didn't know you'd left, Nautilus. I thought you were here for longer.
Okay. Uh-oh.
You need a appropriate viewer question. One time, for example, for me, your favourite sandwich.
Oh, favorite sandwich. We can do that. We've had favorite type of potato before.
Oh. Can you cast a spell?
Yep. Long spell though. There you go.
There we go. That was a bit too late though.
So then, the spell choices we have, if we talk about our builds a bit. For the fighter, it's really just, you can put all your skills into everything that's offensive. You don't have to really worry about defense or anything like that, because in a speedrun you're so powerful, and you only have to go through once, so you don't have to worry about really dying or anything. So you just put everything in all the offensive skills. And the same pretty much goes for every single character. For the sorceress, it's pretty obvious which spells you want to use. The only choice you really have to make is if you want to use the graviton move or get petrify instead. I opt for petrify just because.
Sometimes you want to get rid of the adversaries in boss fights.
Yeah, and if you don't have enough blizzards left, you use that. And graviton really just sort of, it doesn't really matter. It's personal preference. You're not going to be using it to kill anybody, so. Alright, so this is the hardest boss in the run, just because he has so many ways he can kill you. He's being nice so far.
Yeah, he cast this spell, which is probably the most annoying one.
And with the sorceress, you just wait till the F spawn and cast a blizzard, and it kills all of them for you, because the spell's ridiculously good.
And this is a really good fight.
This is very clean.
This was a really, really good fight.
That's about as clean as it gets, so he was being nice, thing.
Yeah, that happens 1 in 10 runs. Something like that.
Don't say that.
Do
Not yet.
Oh!
Did I just...
You did, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's a new one.
What have you
Press
done?
X.
That has
Press X.
never happened before.
That hasn't ever happened before.
Can someone? Yeah.
Doesn't matter too much.
So you're meant to continue the adventure, obviously. Well, it does now. We don't get demon meat.
Oh. Oh well.
Oh well. All right, never mind. Scratch that. That didn't happen.
Those boob though. Whew.
I should have gone the other way, shouldn't I?
Yeah. Alright.
Oh, there you
Nothing happened.
go. Hey, I got more blizzard now though on those
Yeah.
bags. So yeah, you're meant to continue. Bang accidentally used the finger here and accidentally clicked on return to town, which doesn't happen ever. I can blame Robo for that one.
He
For
used the
saying
finger.
marathon lack. Thanks, Robo.
Yeah, not the guy who pressed the wrong hit.
Yeah.
That wasn't luck, that was marathon darkness.
Daftness. Marathon daftness. Just a reminder, Robo's English for those who didn't guess. Using the word daft.
It's not used enough.
It isn't. What was the word the other day? Brimming.
Brim.
Oh yeah.
Brim. Not used enough either.
Brimming with darkness.
Okay, then this is the boss the game says is the hardest, and it's okay, but it's not as hard as the demon. But he can also be a dick.
He's the hardest creature known to man.
Yeah, it's the strongest creature known to man, yeah.
Is it actually hard? Casually,
Oh,
or is it
this
one
one.
hard because it's not
He's pretty hard casually.
He's pretty hard casually. Like, the point of this boss is you're meant to leave this room and go shoot ballistas at him and stuff like that. But it's actually quicker just to fight him in the room. The narrator's about to say that you shouldn't fight in here, but it's faster and easier, honestly.
But yeah, he hits you pretty
I am
easily.
about to die.
He does.
You can escape by the door.
Yeah,
Did not consider this.
he did.
Okay. Might survive. let's pop my thing. And that missed. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, you didn't.
I did
1
have-
HP.
Hang on.
You got loads of that. Loads of
Loads
life.
of health.
Yeah, you meant to walk down there and he follows you and you shoot ballistas at him, but if you just stand in this room, you can just kill him. It's much easier. He's weak against ice. We have a bunch of extra dragon gear on him. Okay, now normally in this room, you eat the dragon meat.
Yep.
Normally at this point we'd have, instead of scorpion meat, we'd have demon meat. And it's the cooking mini game. It gives you extra stats, extra bonuses, and plus it looks delicious. I'm gonna have to make do without having any good food because we don't have demon. So we're just gonna eat. Bang gets the red dragon because it's the best food in the game. Gives you a
And
lot of stats.
because I'm a more attack-based character,
He's
it makes
doing
sense.
more attacking than I am. And then effectively we just accidentally got the pots the wrong way around again.
Yeah.
So you can see it gives him 28% attack damage, some defense. And then normally there'd be a demon heart here, which would give you 14% but spawns twice. But you know, doesn't matter. The sorceress doesn't do that much damage anyway, so.
I want this. Oh,
Aside from that, it's just about cooking the food you know is best. The ham and the meat both boil to give you 8 and 4%. The beans with full seasoning give you 6 and 6.
Forget to stir, yeah.
I'm gonna stir it, and it looks delicious. I'm really hungry.
we were talking about what genre this game fits best, and we came up with delicious.
Delicious, yeah.
Delicious.
It's firmly in the delicious genre. So normally at this point the demon meat would respawn, and I'd be able to eat it again, but it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna eat beans and ham. I'm sure that's good for my skin.
With salt.
A bit of salt, wine, pepper. Stir
No
it up.
mushrooms.
No, mushrooms don't
Mushrooms aren't
give you
very good.
anything. They're like 2% attack damage. No one wants that.
Let's see.
And then you have to do all of this using the right stick on the pad, and it's wonky and it's not very good, and stuff gets stuck on it and it tends to glitch out, but it doesn't matter, it's still delicious.
I still got 43% attack, and you got 20, 23.
Someone asked if you want to see this game released on PS4.
I don't give a shit,
It's not going to look any better.
to be honest.
It's a 2D game.
Don't have a PS4. Yeah. Everyone who has a PS3 should have a PS3 at this point, right? Who has a PS4 but not a PS3?
Well, people who were short on money and sold their PS3 for a PS4.
Okay, alright. No one likes a smart ass, do they?
Fuck off.
Food Network.
No. If there was, we'd be telling you how to make it. She's a fairy, and the fairy companion you have gets pissed off if you touch her, because she's worried you're going to take advantage of her. And that's the kind of game this is. This is the auto-scroller level. There are 3 auto-scrollers in this level. And so it doesn't really matter what we do here. That's why we're not using any spells or any items.
Just attack.
The fighter has distraction and sacrifice as extra skills he can use, which increases damage and reduce the damage other people take.
Yep, by 70%.
And that's literally the only thing he does. Aside from that, he just can use flurry now, or frenzy, whatever it's called. I'm going to pick this guy up, this Japanese dude. This move destroys everything in the game, and that sword slash goes from about here to here on the screen.
And it covers the entire width of
Yeah.
the screen as well.
Yeah. It goes like as far as possible.
Is that the bad drunk fairy?
Yeah, this is the drunk fairy,
Yeah.
Tiki. I guess the other question we could have had as the viewer question was, is it okay to like Tiki? Or is she...
I'm sure it is. I don't need this sword.
I hate that punching animation. So then, I guess we can talk a bit about the other builds for characters while we're not doing anything
Yeah.
here. For the elf, it's primarily a backstab build where you get holdout dagger, max rank with backstab, and you use that generally to clear enemies alongside clone strikes and both the oils, both toxic and salamander oil. The backstab does obscene damage to enemies and helps her clear without having to use up all her arrows, because she gets really bad on arrows. And then if there's a strong enemy, you use the clone strikes to crush it, and on bosses you use volley upwards with the oils. For Dwarf, Dwarf has the best move in the game, which is the bomb. The bomb is obscenely powerful. It does. You have 15 bombs in a stage, and they do anything from 60k to 200k
yeah.
on enemies, and you get them out instantly. You can throw them and explode them instantly, and they're really powerful. Then the dwarf also uses lava bracer and throws enemies mostly. You don't really use Grand Smash as the dwarf, for those wondering. For Amazon, what do you use for Amazon?
For Amazon, we usually just go for the Berserk and go as low HP as possible at all times, which boosts her attack by like 150%, which is a ridiculous amount, and she destroys bosses like it's nothing.
yeah.
The only problem with her is that she's a complete glass cannon, so you get hit once and you die.
Yeah, a lot of people think the elf is the best at killing bosses, or at least close. The Amazon is ridiculous. So is the dwarf with bombs too. She also, the thing a lot of people, at least online, didn't use that we use for Amazon is the shockwave move.
Yeah.
The Amazon's the best range character in the game, as well as being the best character overall, because her shockwave
It
goes
covers the entire
full
screen.
goes through enemies, it's
enemies,
fast, and it one-shots most enemies at a
Yeah,
distance.
it hits enemies multiple times in one go
Yeah.
as well. So this boss fight, we're doing it rather casually because again, the fighter completely destroys it.
And then, yeah.
He has 3 heads and only the lion takes damage. And we used to have quite a bit of problems with him because he uses spells that can be really annoying. But
Then you
yeah,
realize if you stand in the corner.
yeah, if you keep hitting the lion head, he goes down really quickly.
Then this is the best room in the game as a dwarf, because you throw the bomb at these guys and it does like 150,000 to all of them and kills everything on the left. But
Oh yeah,
instead you use Blizzard, which is just as good.
we turned off the numbers,
damage numbers, yeah.
for visibility
For
reasons.
viewers.
Because it's not as bad on most characters, but if you're playing as any of the magic casters, the screen gets completely
Clogged.
filled with numbers. So.
And the same with the fighter, because of his huge
Yeah.
range. So it's a bit harder to see ranges in that, but we turn the numbers off just for viewing sake. It's really hard to see what's going on in this game, which is why we're only doing 2-player and not 4.
4 players is complete chaos. Like, you do not know where your character is half the time.
Well, you're right.
This is a horrible sofa.
Yeah, why do you think I'm sitting on the left?
Who sits in the middle of 2 cushions anyway?
I want to be with you guys. Not.
Wow. Okay, there you go. Almost, you're almost nice for a second.
Sometimes the game,
Oh, so close to combo.
sometimes the game is really nice and lets you skip fights you shouldn't be able to.
Yeah. The biggest one for that is the living mud.
Yeah, in the first
stage.
level. That skips like, I'd say 30 seconds.
Yeah. The mud are annoying. If they grab you, they don't die until they let you go. Right. The mud?
A lot of enemies. The mud?
The mud. Doesn't
The
sound
mud man.
right. The muds? The living muds?
Chat has just got wrecked. It's bad.
What, on the boss?
No.
Oh, for Susie. All right.
I mean, Susie Carl with devastating and then he's lost his head.
Oh, we can go.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so this is an annoying fight without numbers because you can't really see where he is,
You have
but
to look for a little white spot.
he also has really low HP.
I keep missing him.
And if you don't kill him quick enough, he goes into this phase. This is a
I'll go ahead
whirlwind.
and tell you that was entirely my fault.
Yeah, pretty much. And unfortunately, he can't be hit during this phase.
Coming back.
So the only way we can see where the rabbit is because of the bright
There's a
white
bright
flash.
white flash.
You
It's
killed
even
a
worse on
rabbit.
other ones. Yep, he's a killer rabbit. It was a monster.
So
It's a
still
very,
a rabbit.
it's a very subtle
Should
reference,
you
Susie,
kill the
to
rabbit?
Monty Python. Very subtle. You probably didn't
Okay.
even get it. Were you really? I thought you were serious.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell. Yeah,
Oh no,
I
it's
know.
very difficult with you, Susie. Your sarcasm. But anyway, other characters really crush that. The wizard dwarf for that fight is particularly entertaining. That boss is weak against fire, and the wizard and the dwarf both have ridiculous fire damage. I think you watched that yesterday. How long did it take? About 3 seconds, yeah.
Somehow these lizard men have a very 2D stride,
Yeah.
and it's very hard to hit them from anything except the correct height of screen or positioning.
And on top of that, fire spells don't work in water, so my staff is pretty useless. So I'm also out of blizzards because I used them on the last one.
Ooh, mermaids.
Are you gonna go Kraken?
Touch them boobs.
Did you pick A or B? I think. Oh,
I picked B.
okay. Was kind of worried.
Better safe than sorry. She lost her bra escaping from the Kraken.
Yeah.
You guys wondering.
Oh, okay.
It happens. She doesn't have a scaly. Yeah.
There's gonna
Yeah.
be one on this side, isn't there?
Bra.
Yeah.
No. Other ends.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Buttocks.
Buttons.
Oh, yeah.
Buttons. No, she has a proper human ass.
Okay, so
Only starts.
here is a bit of a weird thing. We're gonna have the tentacles destroy the boat. Why that is because saving the boat actually takes way longer than it would take to destroy it, plus killing the 3 waves of enemies in the next area. There is a bit of RNG to this because the Kraken can do, when he swings his, when he slams his tentacles on the boat, he can do one of 2 animations. One is just a slam and then he retreats, and the other one is a slam and a grab. Only the slam with retreat does damage to the boat. And
So these 2 were slams. I think we're gonna get pirates.
we can tell if we did bad. Well, we got bad RNG when they spawned pirates.
Okay,
But
we did alright.
this wasn't the best, but it wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it slams. We spent ages trying to find ways of tricking it into slamming and not grabbing, but you couldn't find anything. But so even if you fail the trip there, you have to fight these guys. But it's still faster to fight them than to just finish the thing, because it takes so long to do that. With the sorceress and the fighter, it's particularly easy because these guys have ridiculous clear, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, there we go. Now this boss fight.
This boss fight should be hilarious.
That's one weird Kraken.
And down he goes.
There you go. So it's pretty straightforward. When the enemies spawn, cast Blizzard, and otherwise cast Thunderbolt and Lightning spells. If you're a fighter, just stand still. One thing you have to do is he shoots poison at you, and that poison will sit on the water and do a lot of damage if you let it.
So you have to trick the poison to spawn more to the left,
take
and
Kraken,
then
by the way.
yeah.
Yeah. So then this is what a full cook looks like.
Fishy.
We have Kraken meat, Chimera meat, and killer rabbit meat. And it's just about putting them in the right spaces. You need to boil the Kraken to get Kraken cacciatore. You need to get Chimera steak by frying it, and Killer Rabbit Royale by boiling it. And then throw as much seasoning on it as you can. Aside from that, you want barracuda steak, you want fried mussels. How do you say it?
What?
Mussels
Meunier.
bouillabaisse.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then fried herring. And aside from that, just leave it, and it's better to wait for it to spawn. This one's kind of a tight as far as cooking goes, because I don't want to eat this shit. It's useless. And then I now have to cook 2 of the special meats in 30 seconds, which you can't really do if you season it all. Anyway, this section gives you buffs. As you can see, our HP is 999 out of whatever, and we keep getting an extra attack. If this goes well, we should get 45-ish% attack extra on the for the next 3 stages. And technically, it would be quicker to quit town and skip this and come back, but we don't really do that just for the sake of the marathon and for when we're playing online, which is how we normally play, where you can have up to like 2 minutes to reconnect to one another. So we could return to town and skip the cook, but then lose 2 minutes to try to reconnect. And I see I didn't get to season the Rabbit Royale, so I'm only going to get a little
And
bit
I
of
got
stats.
my things just at the final moment. So that one's really tight on food.
All right, gate. This stage, you guys made the right choice picking fighter and sorceress.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, these two absolutely destroy this stage. Everyone else gets burnt and almost dies and has trouble with the boss, but these two just waltz through it with no problems. The boss in particular is meant to not die. You're meant to use a cannon to destroy it, but our best is we've destroyed it before the second wave of enemies has even spawned. So,
Wow, what a boss.
yeah. So this is horrible as everybody else. The elf sucks at it, the dwarf sucks at it, the wizard sucks at it. The Amazon's good at everything, so she's good at it.
She's okay at it.
She's
not
okay
the
at it,
best
but compared to these two. Interestingly, if you do fighter, they're really good at it as well. So the fighter is the best at this gate, which is the opposite of what the internet said, where they said it's impossible to one-shot this before the cannon. Without, oh, there you go.
Yeah, that was not good, but
Yeah, without using an Amazon.
okay, I can still shockwave my way through this.
Well, game FAQs for this forum game isn't exactly designed for speedrunning it, so
The
they're more
amount,
for deep runs in the labyrinth.
the amount of disinformation on
Yeah.
the internet about this game is
It's very
quite
high.
ridiculous.
Yeah, a lot of the internet says that the level order is completely random, which we found multiple times. People saying that the level order is random when it's not. It's just a circle, and it constantly cycles. And we were spending ages trying to like manipulate the level order because we believed the internet. And then apparently all the Japanese forums knew that it was.
Never believe internet.
Yeah, so get all your information from Japan, I guess, is the moral of that story.
So I remember when I played a little with you guys to level up some characters. If you have a character that not has the right equipment, you can literally do nothing. Like
Yeah.
that
Die
was,
instantly.
it was terrible. Like I died, and they were like, "Yeah, that's normal.
That's fine, don't worry about it."
Don't worry about it. Yeah, I give you shit equipment.
Oh.
Don't worry about
She
it."
had literally no gear and was trying to play the game, and she died in one hit from every enemy. But you know, it helped
well.
us. You can conveniently level in this game by dragging dead characters through. So the character can just die, and you can just leave it there.
Okay, so
Just stand in the right spot. So then this is the same for Sorceress. There's really not much to the Sorceress strategy. Wait till enemies spawn to cast Blizzard. And then for this boss, just...
and I do this.
Yeah, you press the square.
You have the most hard thing to do, mesh buttons.
And then the next wave enemy spawns, so your blizzards back up, and they don't do anything, and the boss dies. So normally this boss takes another 30 to 40 seconds for every other pairing. But for this pairing, I don't know, they just destroy it.
You have to pick up the cannonballs, and the
you can
torch,
see them
and
here.
picking up items isn't the best mechanic in the game.
It's not, it can be a bit finicky, we'll put it that way. Yeah, it is. People don't like it when I'm mean or critical, so...
And I cut in for a small donation.
Sure
Yep.
thing.
We got $10 from Baikonur. Good luck on the run. The Twitch chat doesn't seem to like you, Flicky, but we know you're cool. Love.
Thanks, Jenny. Thanks for that.
Thank you so much for the donation.
A strange which when you step onto the walkway, here they come. The night disappears like smoke.
Yeah, so there are different bags in the game. You can have 9 of them, and we gear them one for each type of boss. There's 7 bags we use because it's hard to get gear for all 9, and you don't really need to specify. So this is the undead bag, bag 7. It's usually only used for this stage.
So this guy, the only way
Hello,
to kill
bye.
him is to burn this candle, and then he gets weak to attacks if you don't burn that
Unveils the
candle.
dream heart.
Yeah. if you don't burn that candle, he takes like 10 damage per hit, but he has a million HP.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you lit that candle,
Yeah.
it's
You can
GG.
just stand underneath him, and if he casts his tornado/blizzard, you can escape, and you just run away. Or if you're the fighter, you just stand still
Yep.
and just tank it. And then otherwise, you just stand there and kill it. All the enemies there are weak to fire, except the boss, which doesn't have a weakness, but he's resistant to blizzard or ice.
So meanwhile, we got to the final stage, well, which is not the actual final boss. This is probably the easiest stage of the bunch, right?
Probably.
Medusa is the stage boss, and she's the lowest level of them all, I think.
You should see Amazon fighting her.
Yeah.
It's a joy. The Amazon can kill her by herself in like 4 seconds
Yeah, even with the added health from
to extra players.
extra characters.
Yeah, we do the order. I guess we should mention that. We start with the Cyclopes first, then do the 2 hard bosses first, the dragon and the archdemon. Purely because of the food.
Oh fuck.
You don't get anything good from cooking in this stage. There's no good food to pick up from the bosses, and so we just we do those so we get the food. Oh shoot!
That was
That's
good.
nice.
Alright, so this is kind of annoying with the fighter because she's an airborne enemy and she only gets hit by my flurry, but not always. Like, I'm not hitting her right now. She has to go down before I can hit her.
So the Amazon and the Elf would have killed this boss about 5 seconds ago. These two aren't great as a boss despite how easy it is. They just have trouble actually hurting it. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
So that's the basic 9 stages done. Then we return to town and go fight the dragon. You have strong enough, right?
Maybe?
Well, I think you do.
And crumbles into dust.
And
I really
unfortunately,
It's really hot.
unfortunately, in practice, we've not been able to one-cycle this boss with this combination. Yup, 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 yup. But we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, we bought some potions to cheat it out a bit. Sofa is so hot.
No, it's the spring under my,
Under your what? What?
you know, under what?
Under your what, Susie? Sorry?
Under my ass.
Oh.
Wow.
There's a hard spring
Yeah, I had to say it out
and it hurts.
God, present a
You don't represent number 2.
3-day marathon. You're just lowering the tone.
Definitely not us lowering the tone.
Yeah.
Alright, when you're playing online, you can lose 2 minutes here just trying to reconnect to each other, which is a real annoyance. Offline, obviously, you don't have that problem.
And then you disconnect and fail to connect, and
Yeah.
you lose time.
Yep.
Alright.
Drink your potion.
Oh, there it is.
So yeah, we take the strong draft just to like, you know, get to do this more quickly.
Meanwhile, I mash the square button.
Dragons.
And the sorcerers is the same strat as everywhere else.
Oh, we're doing good damage.
Yeah.
But it's when the extra characters start spawning that... Uh-oh. Okay, I killed the thing.
I really like how the game is made, how it's drawn. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty. It's a very nice game to
You
watch.
should watch Muramasa next, actually.
Oh yeah, that's also a very nice game.
Are we gonna one-cycle this?
Let's hope so, because I don't want to not do it.
Come on.
Fun, go for it.
Come on.
Kill it.
Press
Come
the
on.
circle, circle, circle,
Kill
circle.
it.
I died.
Ah, you died.
Oh,
Why didn't you press circle?
I pressed circle, but I was dead.
Okay, well this is annoying. Now we lose like.
We can still beat him. We
Oh,
You can
beat
do
him
it,
before
guys.
he-
You can do it.
It's not a one-cycle. We can beat him before he heals, but
Yes.
at least that's something. Yeah, this waits like a minute.
Minute and a half.
Yeah.
Sulfur is
Like
hot.
in practice, we
Yeah.
haven't been able to do this once, so it's not too big of a deal.
It's hot outside as well. It's not me, Flicky. Just joking. Totally
Oh,
not.
I don't even see what my.
We got close.
We got
We
close.
got really close.
Get ready with the button, Susie.
I'm gonna
Mine.
fucking throw my sword at him. There we go. All right.
Why didn't you fucking say time?
You weren't watching.
I was.
35
All
rounds.
day now.
My
35.09.
Not too bad.
So it would have been a 33.30 without
Yeah.
messing up. That's pretty good. Happy with that. Anyway, now we have. There's loads of menuing, but we won't do that. So we're done.
Yep.
We're done.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for picking not the good characters.
It was fine. It could have been dwarf
Yeah.
wizard. It would have been worse. Yeah. I'd like to do a reminder that some of you may have noticed that we didn't have an ESA trailer this year. It kind of fell through last minute, but I wanted to shout out to Seismix, who is the guy who did the music for it, which we haven't been able to play. But if you like, well, he offered to help us out. He let us use his music, but we didn't get to. So I kind of feel bad that we didn't get to advertise his stuff. So please check out Seismix, CYSMIX on Bandcamp. It's really good, like synthy music. How would you describe it? Electro synth. It's really good. Check it out. It's pretty cheap. Yeah, we kind of feel bad because we couldn't advertise it on the stream, but this is the next best thing, I guess. Thanks for watching, and watch Muramasa.
Yeah,
Where's
definitely.
I went to get his stuff. Yeah, that's a really sick run. So cool. Thanks.
Where is the